What is up, guys? SUDDOTH here, and today we're going to be showing you the difference between the different settings and different qualities and the frame rates in the Destiny 2 beta out right now. So I am running a GTX 1080 Ti MSI Gaming X edition, and it is running gaming mode using my MSI gaming application. So now what I'm going to do is show you the difference in quality. As you can see here, I'm getting 60 frames per second, and it looks absolutely beautiful. It drops very subtly sometimes, but not very much at all. As you can see over here in the distance, it looks amazing. So what I'm going to do is show you guys the quality difference. Now, what I'm currently running, and I found out to be the best 4K video, is 3840 by 2160. So what we're going to do there is drop it down. Now I have it set for 60 frames per second. If I turn that off with SMAA anti-aliasing and this 3D, everything else is highest setting. You can see here that it's still about 60 frames. And I'm currently using a controller. Now I found when I have this turned off, I get some screen tearing sometimes, but it's still a solid 60. Now I obviously didn't change that setting yet. Let's go ahead and turn that off and apply changes. And on the top right hand corner, as you can see, it is a little bit less than 60 now. It's about 52, 50. So it really just depends on your machine. Not sure why it dropped there. Maybe it's because I moved off the map. But yeah, very weird. What I'm going to do here at this point is turn VSync back up to 60. And now I'm getting 60 frames pretty solid. Not sure why that's the case. And it's pretty consistent. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of things here because for some reason, I don't know why, but if you go in and you change the video settings to maximum, the highest, it just starts lagging pretty bad. You're getting a 30 frames per second performance, but it doesn't even feel like 30. It literally really laggy. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's really hard. You guys can see it, as you can see there. So, not really sure why I'm not getting that performance out of it. I guess I'll change this down to 30 frames to see if that fixes anything. But even so there, it's a little bit smoother. It just definitely feels pretty rough at 30 frames per second in 4K with the highest settings. Now, the good news is that you can adjust this pretty easily. And I think the due to the cause of reason why it's having that issue is this setting right here, the MSAA. If you drop that down to SMAA and everything else is still in the highest, and you put this back up to 60 or off, I'm still getting around 50 frames per second. 57, 53. So it's pretty close to 60. Drops down a little bit. And everything just looks super beautiful. $55. Yeah, so it's pretty solid. Now, if I go a step further down and I go in to FXAA, it's about the same. And that's with the VSync off. Now if I turn that back up to 60, it's pretty solid at 60. Now you can definitely see the difference in color just a little bit from those settings that we just enabled. Let's go ahead and put this back up to SMAA. Looks a little bit sharper there, and even better. And then for making it unplayable, let's go ahead and MSAA. And then it becomes this laggy 30 frames per second. It does look better, don't get me wrong, just slightly. It's just off. And that's what I've had to deal with. Now if you turn it off, solid 60 across the board. So it's just really depending on your settings. I honestly don't think it matters too much. Stuff pops a little bit better, that setting on. But I'm getting a solid 60 frames now. And that's just by changing a few settings there in the settings. So I'm going to stick with SMAA. I think that's worked pretty well for me. And I think it looks really good. Still really smooth. Getting around 55 to 60 frames. And yeah, so this is 4K with the MSI GTX 1080 Ti. Hopefully these settings helped you out a little bit. Now, if I go in and change just a couple other settings here, instead of putting it to the highest, I'm going to put it on high settings. And we're going to turn off VSync and show you what the frame rate you're getting. So from here, you're getting about 115, 110, 94. And this is, you know, unrestricted frames per second. You can see it does feel a little bit smoother, and the quality does look really well. You can hardly even honestly tell between highest and high. They both look really amazing. Textures in the distance don't look as good, as clear, but it is definitely really amazing. And you can see the differences between the two. By going in here, we're going to go to video. And this has an HDAO and an SMAA instead of 3D. These are some settings. Texture, I had mine before on 16. These are on high instead of highest. And then they have medium for light shade instead of high light shafts. But I think this game looks amazing. And this is all in 4K. Like, I haven't touched any settings for anything lower than 4K. Let's go ahead and put it on medium settings. It's now on medium. Still amazing looking game. Getting a little bit more frames per second. You're getting around 100. 110. Definitely really smooth here. Let's go kill this dude over here. See what he's working with. Okay, so as you can see right there, frames were pretty solid. And that's in medium settings. Now on low, here's the quality drop in low. Now this is all still in 4K. Get around 120 frames. Still looks amazing. Quality. As you can tell, doesn't look as pretty in the distance. Close-up looks okay. Getting about 130, 125 frames per second. So this is all with the in-game FPS counter. You can turn that off if you want. But as you can tell here, awesome. So this is 4K settings, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And as you can tell, I like to play it on highest. Drop this down to SMAA. Leave everything else the same. And put on VSync. And cap it at 60. This is what I'm going to be working with, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed this. Hit subscribe, and see you guys next time. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. I'll be more than welcome to test this out. I might be making a video about 1080p and maybe 1440p. So if you guys want to check out those videos, let me know as well. Thank you guys for tuning in, and see you guys later. Peace.